journey took us around St. John's Island towards the Bight at Norman's Island for anchor.
So this is the yachter's lifestyle. We're going to cozy up here to Norman's Island. And as you can see, a couple of other yachts have got the same idea, but we'll get in there. I'm sure Captain Roy will take care of us.
Not only can you get spectacular sunsets when you're on a mega yacht, but look at that full moon. We pulled into the cove just as the sun went down. The evening air chilled as we watched first mate Jan prepare to set the anchor.
It's freezing.
No, it's not.
Come back to Ohio with me. I'll show you freezing.
Unfortunately, it looks like that's Emelina. They've taken our favourite spot. So we're going to anchor out a little bit further. We know most of the boats around when you see them, but that's Emelina, that's Freedom. That other yacht, that's a Westport 130.
Jan let the anchor go as we found our spot for the night. Even this close to shore, the anchor fell some 200 feet before hitting bottom. I'm a gadget geek, so I was fascinated by the endless array of technology aboard Atlantica. I wouldn't even know where to begin, and I'm in the business. The multimedia setup aboard her was nothing short of awesome. One oversized remote could control any entertainment device you ever could want. Even raise and lower televisions that were hidden inside furniture, with an endless array of movies and music at the push of a button.
We've come to expect dinner aboard mega yachts to be impressive, and our first dinner aboard Atlantica was shaping up to be just that. Hey. Look at this fantastic tablescape. Beautiful linens, beads, candles. This is the way to do dinner. You can actually smell the rosemary and the roasted garlic vinaigrette that's on top. What are we having down?
Looks like mahi-mahi on a bed of couscous. Couscous, that's just fun to say.
Our guests aboard Atlantica were not new to charter. Kim Cavan has been on hundreds of yachts, so she's keenly aware of the special details that make all the difference.
One of the things that is very special about Atlantica is that she chose an Intrepid, which is a large tender. Most yachts will have a small inflatable dinghy, they would call it, where you can go water skiing, or it'll get you inshore to go for a drink or to the dollar bar or whatever you want to do. But in Atlantica's case, she's got a proper fishing boat, a center console fishing boat, the kind that people have if it's the only boat they own in their lives. That's just one of our water toys here. So when we decide to go fishing on Atlantica, we are set up as well as a small commercial sport fishing operation, and they have all the rods, all the reels, everything ready to go. They also use that boat for scuba diving, which is very unusual on a yacht because most yachts don't want to allow diving straight from the boat. It becomes an insurance and liability problem. On Atlantica, they not only allow diving, they encourage it. They have a dive instructor and a dive master on board. The owner is a diver who makes sure that they have all the gear that people need, and they have that great boat set up that you can go zip off for the day and go diving, while the guests who don't dive maybe relax or ride the jet skis or sit in the hot tub, have a little champagne and do their thing. So that's two very special things that this boat has that many other boats don't.
And which special thing you want to do the next day is taken up in a special little meeting with the captain and crew every evening. We discussed everything from kayaking and scuba diving to fishing and beverage preference. This was truly our yacht. You can't imagine how wonderful it is to sleep while being gently rocked by Caribbean waters. But by the time we woke, the crew had already prepared many of the day's activities and breakfast.
Good morning.
Morning!
Good morning.
Oh. Now, doesn't that look lovely?
I'm gonna have some breakfast, an array of cereals to choose from, and look at the fruit spread on the table. It's gonna be a good morning. And a fabulous.
the spread was already more than I'm used to for my first meal of the day. But as the crew was finishing their preparations, Suzanne told us about the real breakfast.
So today for a cooked breakfast we have eggs Oscar, which is toasted English muffin with a poached egg, smoked salmon, and hollandaise sauce. Anyone's interested?
Of course, that sounds wonderful.
There's a reason they serve such a hearty breakfast aboard Atlantica. We would need all our energy for what they had planned for us that day. Catherine Eugene is the yacht's bosun. And from what we could tell, that means she does, well, pretty much everything. So how long have you been working on Atlantica?
I've been here since August 2007, which is coming up into the second year now.
And what got you into charter/hospitality business of taking care of people?
All right, so originally I worked in an incentive and event company in Germany, in Hamburg. And I worked very long hours and just realized that's not the way of life I want to live. And I actually left for a sabbatical year. I planned to be away from the city for 1 year and went to Seychelles and worked on a sailboat that did diving and sailing in Seychelles. Well, and I loved it so much, I never came back.
You never came back. Good for you. That's the way life should be. Do what you want to do. And I mean, the litany of activities the Atlantica has to do is the diving's cool. That's to become, I mean, I can be a layperson and walk off this boat as certified diver.
Exactly, so we certify on the boat. So what happened also back in Seychelles, I got certified as a dive master. And then I started to work in the dive industry for 1 year. I worked in a dive center based in the Mediterranean. And when I realized that on big yachts like this, diving is not really a big option. A lot of guests can't actually go diving, or if they can, it's very rare that they can get certified. So this was my gap to step in, and so I'm so happy to be able to do all the diving in these beautiful locations, and yeah.
So you're filling a void that was there that needed filled. Now, the crew of Atlantica is doing everything, I've noticed. I mean, you're taking care of bringing kayaks down. You need to be that way, don't you? You need to kind of
multi-talented, yeah. And with any crew, no matter which vehicle, if it's a plane or a boat or a film crew, you know, you always have to be a good team. So it's very important that the wheels click into each other. So,
yes,
yeah.
Perfect. When we come back, Jessica goes diving.